finish it up quickly. 49ers get in a late substitute. Anderson puts the man in motion. Again gets to Johnson, and he gets down close. Looks like he's about a half-yard short. Ball inside the 1. Johnson again. Yep. This time he is hit by Jack Reynolds and knocked backwards, if you can believe that. 11th play in this drive coming up. Anderson will look and throw. Alexander does not get in. They give the shot there, I don't know. The 49ers don't think he made it. Who's on the bottom of that pile? Jack Reynolds again. Number 64. That's a team effort for San Francisco's defense.
Craig Patterson's way to the goal line. He goes in for a 49er touchdown. And the 49ers are leaving the Miami Dolphins far to the rear now.
Rice has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana, touchdown, John Taylor.
This is complete domination. The 49er offense has beaten the Denver Bronco defense every way.
From the 44, they fake it to Floyd. Young to the air, Young to Jerry Rice. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Well, that's quite a statement their defense made. To handle the middle of the football field, and Frank, I have dumbfounded as to what they're doing.
Good move to the outside on Carrington.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Niner Faithful. How's everybody doing? I hope everyone is having a legendary day. Y'all, this time next week, Niners rookies will have reported to training camp. It's here, baby! Oh, I'm so fired up. Can't fucking wait. I don't know. For some reason, I'm just extra juiced this year to get training camp rocking and rolling. We, of course, are going to give you our top training camp battles. We got actually got a few, maybe not so many for starters, but there are some starting spots open on this football. So obviously super excited about that. But before that, of course, as always, we got to pay some bills.
Founded and backed by the GOAT himself, Goat Fuel is a great tasting energy drink without the crash. Use our affiliate link below to save 10% on all Goat Fuel energy drinks. Help out the show and save 10% at the official Niner online store by using our affiliate link in the description below. Go to seatgiant.ca to save on all your theater, concert, and sporting event tickets, as well as help out the show. The website again, seatgiant.ca, promo code NinerFaithfulRadio. Follow us on social media at Niner Faithful Radio on Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, and TikTok, and at Niner Faithful R on X.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, faithful of all ages, get the show cracking.
Weiss has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana, touchdown, John Taylor.
You're tuned in to Niner Faithful Radio, the show hosted for the faithful, by the faithful.
All right, I was fucking hold on, look at this one, bro. This one's funny.
Okay, Mama, you filming? Okay, just so you know, your finger is covering the camera lens, so please remove it, and then we can be... Okay, welcome back to Floof's Fitness. Today, Papa will be doing an M-rep of push-ups and squats, and I will be sitting here and watching and judging him, because that is how I do it on Floof's Fitness. Okay, Papa, time to stop being such a chunky boy. Check out this new ab workout. Jump up, grab onto the stick, and then whip your hips around.
Oh, you can't even see it. Anyway, yeah, it's just memes. It's hella funny. Me and my boys have been sending, or I've been sending them to. Anyway, so we got some training camp battles for y'all today. Lightweight, you know, some of these quote unquote etched in stone or, you know, written in pencil, some of these be surprised. Like, I know y'all are gonna want me to say center. I'm sorry. Look, I want to make this clear. I'm not saying that this is the right choice, but Jake Brendel is going to be our starting center. He is. And it's simply just because the Niners don't think he's played that bad. I don't know how they came up with that conclusion. Maybe it's a very, hey, for the budget we have allotted for the starting center, Jake Brendel is the best we can get for the budget that we have. You know, welcome to paying your quarterback not the cheapest deal for a starting quarterback in NFL history. So, or at least, you know, modern NFL history, since they've had the the rookie pay structure. So it's not going to be, look, left tackle, right guard, and center, I think are pretty etched in stone. I do believe there's a world where Pleasance can come in and beat Colton McKivitz. But yet again, I think because we were paying Trent Williams, what is it? Definitely top 10 tackle money. On the other side, we're going to have a cheaper option. And let's be real, I don't even think we're paying Colton McKivitz starter money. And so this is how we're going to structure our football team. So right guard and left tackle, Ashton Penn. I don't like if somebody comes out and beats Dominic Puni. I think that's concerning because I look at his draft class a lot different. Because I graded last year's draft class fairly highly after their rookie year, and a lot of that had to do with Dominic Puni and Malik Mustafa. We're not going to see at the beginning of training camp. I honestly don't even think we see him at the beginning of the year, but we shall see. I'm curious to see when John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan, or probably won't be John Lynch. It'll probably just be Kyle, but I'm curious to see whoever speaks the first day of camp. I'm curious to see who speaks, or especially at the end of camp when they do the final roster cut down, if they, they usually go through injuries and who's going to start on what list. So, what's up, Mr. David McNiner? Good to see you as always. Give it a second. Okay, hold on. Okay, there we go. Hold on. All right. So, Papa J, good to see you, brother. Good always. So, I'm pretty sure that our offensive line is locked in. The only position I'm curious, and I want to know y'all thoughts in the comments, is left guard. The Niners think it's going to be Ben Bartch. I think it's going to be Ben Bartch. Was cracking lacking, Jason. I think it's going to be Crazy Juice was cracking. Ben, but there could be in somebody, Kobe Connor, I believe his name is. I know it's Kobe. Our new guard from Iowa. I could see him maybe making some Dominic Puni type of noise. Hopefully. I think this would be if Kobe can come in and be our starting left guard, and you say the Niners got their starting guards for the next 5-10 years, this late in the well, Puni wasn't really that late. He was a 3rd round pick, but Kobe's a 7th round pick. If they could come out and getting starting. Can Ben Bartch stay healthy? And this is the to McNiner is, of course, that's the big question. So, hence, yeah. What's the update on that, bro? Shoot me a message. So that's my perfect example. Basically, let's be real. They were not going to start Dominic Puni last year. They were not. There was injuries that forced Dominic Puni to get reps at starter. And then he was just so good, they couldn't take him off the field. They had to keep him at the starter. Can Kobe come in and do that this year? With Ben Bartch, maybe not even a play like David McNiner just said. Can Ben Bartch stay healthy? And is that how Kobe's going to get his opportunity? And you can step away and you can say we've got both of our starting guards not with first-round picks, then that kind of does justify what the Niners have been doing as far as the offensive line and addressing the offensive line the last couple of years. Although this year, yeah, fucking A, bro. I mean, I might be up there pretty close with you myself, brother. So, yeah, fucking A, bro. Know how that is. Know how that gut, that feeling in your stomach feels. Fucking A. You know what, brother? We would offer you to come up here and, for a little bit and everything like that. But with my living situation being what it is now, we don't have the extra room anymore. So that might be a little difficult. But that is my main question. My main starter on the offense battle is going to be at left guard. If Ben Bartch can stay healthy, I do believe it'll be him. But let's see what Kobe can bring. I'm definitely curious about that. But other than that, I mean, tight end 2, I'm pretty sure is going to be Luke Gifford. But does Mason Pline come in and knock Brayden Willis off the roster? And I know this isn't compelling podcast talk when you're talking about who our third tight end is going to be. But I'm curious, how big of a jump did Mason Pline make? Or is he still somebody we try to sneak onto the practice squad this year? Again, something to keep your eyes on. Defensively, I feel this is where we're going to get most of the competition. Or I'm sorry. You have some at running back as well. Backup running back. I mean, we all know CMC is going to be the starter. I pray that we keep CMC from himself, but unfortunately, it might be left up to the second string, third, fourth, fifth, whatever string running back, and to dictate how much we use CMC. Because until, I don't want to say take spots or take snaps away from CMC, because there are very few running backs in the league that can take snaps from CMC. What I'm saying, what I want, and I'm curious to see which, if any, running back does it, is what running back takes away those fourth quarter snaps from CMC. The role we hope AP Mason was going to eventually take, but ultimately couldn't seize the opportunity enough. Although some would make an argument he did, but CMC or JP Mason wasn't the receiver. So if Isaac Guerrero can come in and show improvement and really his first full offseason, not getting ready for the combine to play and train as a running back, I pray that is going to be enough to save CMC from himself. Newsflash for our season preview: does CMC get to 1,000? 1,000 is going to always be a question as long as CMC's on this team, and my answer is going to remain the same. I hope he doesn't get enough snaps to get to 1,000, because one of the most frustrating things about being a faithful since we've traded for CMC is we've never got to see CMC fully healthy in the fucking playoffs. And trading. Because I don't believe yeah, see, and that's what I'm saying. I like the depth I'm not 1,000% sold on Isaac Guerendo. I wasn't as impressed last year as everybody else was, but I'm willing to give him a chance and say, hey, he only just started playing running back. He was a receiver before, so I'm willing to give him a chance to learn the position. But if Isaac Guerendo, Jordan James, and Patrick Taylor Jr., I think that could be a fine stable of running backs for the Niners. And I'm not saying to take CMC completely off the field. Like, CMC is our best offensive player. Why would you take your best offensive player off the field? But like last year, the Cardinals, 2 years ago with the Cardinals game where he got 4 touchdowns. There's no reason to have CMC get 4 touchdowns this year. There's just not. I don't need to see CMC getting the main carries in the fourth quarter of a game we're up by double digits. We're up by 17 points against the Cardinals just to see him get 4 touchdowns in a regular season game. Fuck that. Give me 4 touchdowns in the Super Bowl. The most frustrating thing for being a Niner fan since we've traded for CMC is not being able to see him in the biggest games fully healthy. I don't believe we've been able to see our best football team in the playoffs. And it's pissed me off. Because of unnecessary bullshit. Like, I get it. Of course I was fired up. Of course I was singing MVP when he was scoring his 4 touchdowns. But fuck that, bro. I don't need to see that shit no more. Bro, am I crazy, y'all? Please tell me I'm crazy. If I'm crazy. But I'm tired of seeing CMC dominate in the regular season. Fucking baby Kyle Shanahan had CMC in his fantasy team. Fucking A, McNiner, for real. For real, bro. I mean, that must be. It must, or like Mike Shanahan or what's this kid's name? Carter. Carter must have CMC or his wife. Mindy's like, Kyle, you get no after game pussy unless CMC scores hella because I got him in my fantasy team. Right? That's what I'm saying. Papa J, fucking Kyle or Carter or Mindy. That's it, bro. Mindy straight up told him no fucking after game pussy if you don't keep CMC in the game. Because Mindy Shanahan has CMC on her fantasy team. I'm convinced. You're not going to be able to convince me otherwise. That's clearly what it is. And Kyle's trying to get some ass after the game. I get it, Kyle. I'm trying to get some ass after the game too. But that's my main goal. If the Niners, if we can line up with our football team fully healthy and we get home field advantage, or like we got to play the divisional round on the road, but like we get the conference championship game and the Super Bowl at home, and we lose with a fully healthy, or at least a healthy CMC and a healthy Trent Williams and a healthy BA and a healthy George Kittle, because people seem to forget we've never seen a healthy George Kittle in the Super Bowl except for 2019, which I'm not fully convinced he was healthy either, that full Super Bowl. If you could get my Niners on the field for Super Bowl 60, ready to rock and roll, and we still lose, I tip my cap, and maybe it's just not meant to happen with this group of players, bro. With this core of players. But I'm just sorry. I find it very hard to believe that my team, healthy, in the Super Bowl, in our stadium where we ain't lost a fucking playoff game, in 19, 21, 22, or 23. Sorry, we didn't play a home game in 21. Sorry, we didn't. So in 19, 22, and because we didn't play a home game in 21, went to the Cry Girls, Green, and the Yams. Well, we got to play a home game in our second stadium, but not a home game at Levi's. I'm sorry. I all those factors come into play. The Niners are going to win the Super Bowl because Papa J, we didn't get your comment, brother. Just blank. So defensively, there's a ton of competition on this defense, and I'm for that. I told y'all, unless your number's 54 or 97 or 2, your spot's up for grabs. Especially after the defensive performance we've seen the last 2 years. Not acceptable. Now, I understand defensively we might take a step back. That's why I'm cautious. I'm trying to caution the faithful of that we think it's just going to be a honeymoon period. Oh, okay, all good, Papa J. We just think it's going to be, Robert Saleh is going to roll in and we're going to have a number 1 defense in the NFL week 1. I just don't see it like that happening, but I feel that the communication errors will be fixed and adjustments will be fixed. That I'm expecting from week 1 from the jump. I just don't expect it to be a finished product by week 1, but I'm okay. I don't expect us to be a finished football team by week 1. I'm looking for us to get better as the year goes on. I think that's going to be the recipe for success this year, almost like we did in 21. But defensive line, besides Nick Bosa, I mean, of course, we assume it's going to be the new Huff Daddy. But if Mikael Williams proves or Sammy L proves that he's the best pass rusher on this team, fuck it. Put him in. I'm even Nick Bosa. But let's be real. Nobody's going to prove that they're better than Nick Bosa. But if it happens, I'm all for that. Shoot that shit in my veins. If Nick Bosa becomes our second best pass rusher on this football team, yeah, shoot that shit right in my veins. I'm scared. I'm literally scared for the health and safety of the quarterbacks that play the NFC West and the Niners this year, specifically, if Nick Bosa is our second best pass rusher. That is scary for opposing quarterbacks this year. Linebacker. I know I was watching Larry Krueger and Grant Cohn go over their training camp battles before today's show. Yeah, talk to me if we're the better football team. Nick Bosa's jersey looks like it was ran through a shredder, and all of a sudden Kyle Shanahan just blanks on running the football. There are definitely some scenarios that could happen in this year's Super Bowl we lose that would make me feel that the NFL is scripted. Yes, there are definitely some scenarios where I would believe that. You do think it's going to be Peachy King? No, I don't. Now, and that's okay. I think it's natural because let's not forget, things didn't walk off all great with Robert Saleh in 2017. There were a lot of us that were calling for his job. And honestly, I called for his job in 2018. So I think what Saleh got was, it's not always the X's and O's. It's the Steves and Joes, or the Jerrys and Joes. It's not the X's and O's. It's the Jerrys and Joes that make things go. My parents never got back together though, but honestly, I'm happy my parents never got back together. That would have been all bad, bro, if my parents would have got back together. So defensive tackle. Do y'all have one starter? I mean, sure, but like penciled. I'm talking about like a Defoe type of defensive tackle where he's guaranteed to be a starter. No, I don't see a guaranteed starter in this out of our defensive tackle room. Let me go ahead and load up the Niners roster. I should have done this before, y'all. My bad. It's gonna take a second to get that popped up, but Go ahead in the comments if you can list me one guaranteed starter besides Nick Bosa and Fred Warner. I'm all ears. Now we have projected starters. Obviously, somebody's going to start. So yeah, do I think that? I think also I think what we're going to have more this year is more role based situations. Like, do I expect Bryce Huff to be defensive end, snap one, first down, week one in Seattle? No, I don't. I believe him to be on the field the first pass rushing scenario. But if unless they believe that it's going to be a passing scenario, first down of the year or first defensive snap of the year, no, I don't believe. Okay, my bad. I did the first time I did say that, but I didn't say that the last time. So yeah, unless you're Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, or Demo, I just don't see you're I'm y'all for Demo. I think you know how it was Fred Warner. We were always talking. We were calling him All Pro Fred and everything like the year. I remember looking at Mama Debbie in 2019 saying Fred Warner just became the best linebacker in football. We were saying all of us were talking about Bam Bam, All Pro Fed, all that shit in 2019. And then he gets it in 2020 when Aaron Rodgers came out and said, you're the best linebacker in football. It came out at the press conference and said, no, that wasn't the real 49ers. We just played when they beat us in 2020. Even Aaron Rodgers was like, no, that's not really the 49ers. Okay, so I'm going to name y'all the defensive line right now. Okay, so you got Evan Anderson, Robert Beal Jr., who we'll get to in a second, Nick Bosa, Alfred Collins, Khalil Davis, Jordan Elliott, Jonathan Givens, Jonathan Gavin, Kevin Givens, Yurter, Gross Manos, Bryce Huff, Tyron Jackson, Sammy O, and Sebastian Valdez, CJ West, Michael Williams. Anybody out of that defensive line besides Nick Bosa that you can say is a guaranteed for sure starter? I can't. But I love that. I love that more because that means we've got a whole shitload of defensive linemen that are hungry. Oh, I'm so fired up, bro. That we just got all these D linemen just so hungry to prove themselves that are going to push Kevin Givens and make Kevin Givens better. And y'all know I'm a Kevin Givens fan. I love Kevin Givens. I think Kevin Givens is a great role player. And we got some young players that are going to push him and make him even better. I'm all for that shit, bruh. Linebacker. We've been talking about Jalen Graham and D Winters for what, 2-3 years? Nick Martin's going to push these boys. Nick Martin's going to come in and say, not so fast. If D Winters just thinks he's going to come in and be the starting will linebacker, the starting Sam backer. Luke Gifford, I personally think is going to be a special teams player. Tatum Bethune coming through in the second year. What's up, Miss Veronica? Good to see you, baby. CJ West is going to ball out. I'm super fired up for him. Him and Evan Anderson. I think Papa J. Why am I forgetting his name? Defensive lineman in the D tackle early in the 80s. And like the 84-ish type team. Oh, why am I forgetting his name? Ted Williams. I think like between CJ West and Evan Anderson, we could have a Ted Williams type of situation. You know, that alpha that's just going to plug up the middle and allow nobody to run up the gut. Oh, I'm so fired up, bruh, for this D-line. Just how hungry we are. How hungry this D lineman is, and young. John Lynch came out and said, we're stopping the run this year. And you know what? That's going to take care of so many problems on our defense. So many problems. I have not seen a run defense that embarrassing since 2016, y'all. And I'm so fired to see this D-line in training camp. And linebackers. We've been talking about, like, look, I love D. Winters. I was so fired up for D. Winters last year. And Jalen Graham. Not anymore. Don't. Y'all better not sleep on my boy Curtis Robinson. Oh, Papa J with the BY and the JB. Junior Bryant and Bryant Young. I'll fuck with that, bro. Ooh, what about maybe not. Hey, and he was proven innocent. Fucking people talking shit about my nigga Dana Stubblefield. My stepdad's still supposed to give me his jersey. Fucking talking shit about Dana Stubblefield. He was proven innocent. But yeah, Junior Bryant, Bryant Young, BY and Junior Bryant and Dana Stubblefield. Woohoo! Bro, I'm all for that life. Because I feel that the secondary, just everything's gonna flow so much better this year, y'all. If we could stop the run, I really do think that we can get into a top 5 unit again. Top 1 might be a little bit difficult. I think we're a little too young to be a top 1 unit. But a top 5 unit, definitely. I definitely see the Niners can be a top 5 unit. Don't sleep on my boy Curtis Robinson. Oh, if he could just he might just be a year away. Like I think he might have to, the year early. The year after the year you recover from your ACL is the year you're back to full strength. So it might be next year for Curtis Robinson, but don't sleep on my boy Curtis Robinson. The secondary cornerback. Yeah, Demo's the starter. I'm pretty sure you're gonna have Renardo Green, but I'm not willing to put Renardo Green in as a starter in Penn. I'm not saying that he's not going to be a good player. I like what I've seen from Renardo Green. I like his confidence. I like his swag. And that's a lot about what being a corner is. Because as a corner, you're going to get beat. It's about how it's the problem with Akello. Akello would come in, and we've seen it. Akello would show you the talent. But the problem with Akello is he would get in his head. And he would let one bad play turn into 2 bad plays, turn into 3 bad plays, turn into 4 bad plays. So that's what I want to see from Renardo Green, is that consistency that you show me that even after having a bad play, that you can show me you have a rubber ass and bounce back. Who else do we have for the secondary in battle? Trey Avery, Trey Brown. I mean, y'all know I was shooting whatever he was saying about the Sheacocks in my fucking veins, bruh. Y'all know I'm ready to. I might roll that nigga out as a starter week 1. Like, hey, what you got, baby boy? Let's go. I was shooting with all that shit he was talking about the Sheacocks right in my veins. Woo! Upton, the new K1 Williams, which allows Demo to go into where I think we're going to need him most, which is outside corner. Hopefully we don't need Demo to play nickel, and he can be our replacement for Charvarius and be our true number 1 young shutdown corner. Oh, fuck yeah, bro. And then the secondary. Sure, right now, Pinnock and Jair Brown are putting in as starters, but if Malik can come back from his knee, or Mahoney, you know, I was liking what he was seeing before he got his knee tear. I believe that was last year, maybe the year before. So the Niners got a lot of competition on the defense, which fires me up because, A, you can't roll out the same. We said it was special teams. You can't roll out the same players and expect different results, right? That's what it seemed like. I had not watched his interview yet, Papa J, but who was it that was talking about it? Somebody I was watching was talking about his interview that he did with Matt Maiocco. Chase Sr. I was watching him talk about Pennick, and Chase Sr. seems fired up about him. He was talking about he believes he's an all-pro. I look for Pennick to be our new Tayshaun Gibson. Remember how nobody was looking for Tayshaun Gibson to be a starter? And then all of a sudden he came in and yes, that veteran in a young secondary. Yes, in a young secondary. Almost like our Dwight Hicks. Back in 81, when you had, you know, Carlson, you had Eric Wright, and you had Ronnie Lott. Dwight Hicks was the veteran player, I believe, out of that group, was the experience. I'm looking at this very similar to 81 as far as how young our secondary is. So I'm so fired up for this defense. It's because we're going to be young, we're going to be hungry, and we've got Robert Saleh back, which, look, I'm not trying to say Robert Saleh is going to be a failure. I'm so fired up to have Robert. I just don't think it's going to be failing right from the jump. I think there's going to be some issues. But, oh man, if we could just get some, I really do think the Niners can. It's going to be this defense. If this defense can come and show that it's a top 10, Lord, a top 5 unit. If the Niners can have a top 5 unit, we're winning the Super Bowl, y'all. I really do believe that. Like, if we can stay healthy and have a top 5 defense, maybe even like a top 7 defense. Yeah, I truly believe the Niners can win a Super Bowl this year, y'all. Stay healthy, peak at the right time. I think the offense will be fine. I'm super fired up, y'all. All right, we're going to go ahead and get out of here, get y'all out ready to enjoy your rest of your Tuesday. I got to go to work tomorrow, so I got to get this out, cook dinner, and then get ready to go to work tomorrow. We'll see y'all Tuesday when Niner rookies have reported to training camp, baby. Fuck yeah. Let's go. We should be able to get out. Training camp tickets should be on sale, or at least knowing what days we are. So I'll be able to know what days we're going to be able to go this year, y'all. I'm just super fired up. Can't wait. Just one more week, y'all. One more week, and we're back at it. Next week, appreciate everybody tuning in. Love and happiness. Go Niners. Oh, wait, we got comments. Hold on. I want to make sure and get everybody's comments. Thanks, CJ. God bless everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in, bro. I really appreciate y'all. God bless, brother. Go Niners.